Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to this special interview with the president of the Liberia Baptist Theological Seminary, Mr. Armstrong Momolu Massaquoi, who is just right before our camera. Welcome to Focus on Liberia Online Television. How are you today?
Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate your time.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
And how is the Liberia Baptist Theological Seminary?
Yeah. By the way, I'm Reverend Dr. Momolu Armstrong Massaquoi, the president of the Liberia Baptist Theological Seminary. The Liberia Seminary, Liberia Baptist Theological Seminary is doing good,
Okay,
and we give God praise for that.
great. So, not many persons are aware of the workings of the Baptist Seminary. But before that, give us a brief history of the Liberia Baptist Theological Seminary. Then we come to what you are concentrated with here as well.
Well, the Liberia Baptist Theological Seminary is an institution that belongs to the Liberia Baptist Missionary Educational Convention. The Liberia Baptist Missionary Educational Convention is the proprietor of the seminary. The seminary was established in 1976, so we are almost close to 48 years in existence.
Okay.
And this seminary has a history of empowering men and women for the church and society, educating them in different fields as it relates to theological education and that of education. So we have two major streams, theological education and religious education. We been in this thing for almost 48 years and have made lots of contribution to national development and to the religious aspect of our country and to the rest of the world.
Great. So before we continue this interview, I'd like to know from you what is the difference or the rules of the Baptist Seminary and that of the Baptist Educational Convention as well.
Well, like I said earlier, the Real Baptist Missionary Educational Convention, which the LBMEC is the mother of the Liberia Baptist Theological Seminary. So they gave birth to this seminary,
Okay.
and they are the one that still run the seminary.
Okay.
So it's like the mother, and we are like the child of the convention, one of the auxiliaries of the convention.
Okay, that's great. And you have Reverend Dr. Reeves at the other end.
Dr. Reeves is the president of the LBMC, and I'm the president of the Baptist Seminary.
Great. Thanks for the clarity. So let's talk about your workings here. What do you do here specifically? I heard you mention molding the minds of people and sending them out there to represent the church. Besides that, what are other things you do here as well?
Well, in light of our program, we run two major streams. We have an undergraduate and a master's level program.
Okay.
Yes. We started a master's level program 2 years ago. But before then, we have been running one program, which is the undergraduate program,
Okay.
for the past almost 45 years. So we were one of those people who felt that it was time for us to introduce higher level program.
Okay.
And then we brought the master's program on board, which is doing extremely well. And we have two major streams. We have theology, and we have masters of theology, and we have master of divinity.
Okay.
And on our master of theology, we have pastoral studies, Christian education, and that of theological education, theological studies. And then under the MDiv streams, we have Christian counseling and Christian leadership. So we have the program run on a modular basis, 2-week intensity, because the master's program is targeted at students who are actually basic working class people, but would like to just take off 2 weeks every quarter to come and do the studies. Then the next 1 or 2 months thereafter, they can focus on all the assignments and papers and then send them to the professors. So we introduced that program about 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, when did you introduce the master program?
2 years ago.
Okay. So, besides that, let's talk about the honor graduate as well.
Yeah. So the undergraduate program, we also have two major streams. We have theology and then religious education. And then on our theology, we offer pastoral studies, missiology, and that of systematic theology. And then those of them who want to come and do education, we have early child education, we have primary education, and secondary education. And we've been doing this thing for almost close to 45 years, so 48 years now. So we got one of the best in the country you can find as far as theology education is concerned.
Dr. Massaquoi, how effective are those programs you run here?
Very effective because they are actually credited by the National Commission of Higher Education of Liberia. And we also have an affiliation with the group called RT that is responsible for accrediting theological institutions in Africa. So our program is very solid. If I can tell you, we've been in the thing for 48 years, you know what we're talking about.
Let's talk about those you have in the classroom, those who are imparting knowledge as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about their standings, their ability, qualification as well.
All of our professors here that teach here, all have a master's degree or a PhD.
Okay.
Yes, we don't have anybody teaching who has an undergraduate degree. No, everybody teaches here at LBT, should have or have PhD or master's degree. So we have solid people who are trained from different institutions around the world teaching here, both foreign and national. Yeah.
And those you nurture here at the seminary, what kind of reception do you get when they are out?
Our products are great. You know, we our products, everybody will respect product from Liberia Baptist Theological Seminary. We've got great names around the world that are actually alumni from LBTS. So our products are well equipped, you know, well trained, and prepared to meet with the trend of things and challenges that they face out there, and they are able to deliver. Trust me on that.
Running all of those programs are cost intensive. I mean, how do you go about doing that? Where do you get the funding?
Well, we have partners overseas and other places, and then we also generate internal income. You know, we have funding from student school fees.
Okay.
We have our farm that also brings us income.
The farm.
Yeah, we have a huge farm. We are farming pigs, chickens, rabbits, and the rest of them. So we generate income. We also produce our own oil that we sell to the market.
Okay.
So we generate income from different streams, external partners and internal support. Also.
Do you have teachers' assistants here at the seminary?
Sure, we do.
What are the qualifications as well?
Well, teacher assistants will actually be actually people who work alongside our major professors. Some of them are graduate students who are in our master's program and assist professors who are actually teaching.
How about the fees here? Is it something that someone can afford, or is it exorbitant?
Well, it's not exorbitant. You know, I think we are one of the lowest in the country as far as school fees is concerned.
Lowest?
Lowest. I would say lowest.
What is it?
Well, for a student coming to LBTS at the level, whether graduate or undergraduate program, you have a school fees of at least $506 you pay for a semester.
Okay.
And that's and that include tuition, that will include medical, that will include feeding.
Okay.
All of those in the 500.
Feeding?
Feeding. We feed our students here 3 times a day, the entire school. So.
And what company I saw the clinic as well. Is it functional? How functional is it?
Well,
do you have the right staff there?
We got the right staff there. We got the right people there. And this is, like I tell people, this is one of the best clinics we have here in Liberia. It's the LBTS clinic. Yeah. And I jokingly say this is the only clinic you go to after you are done with your medication. They staff have to call you on phone to just check on you, to encourage you to take your drugs and check on how you're doing. I've never gone anywhere in Liberia where somebody will call me day after and check on me, but we do that here. We serve our students who also serve the community.
So that means the students pay per credit hour, yeah?
Pay per credit hour.
How much is
Well, for the credit hour at the undergraduate level, one credit hour is about 30 United States.
13 US
So if
dollars?
you're taking one course, three credit hours, you're talking about 90.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And do you also have students who are based here? I mean, those who are staying here and also attending the seminary?
Yes, we have boarding students, both male and female. Yeah, so we have students, boarders on campus. We have students that are day students that shuttle in every day to school and go back home.
Do you have a functional library for the students and teachers for
Sure.
research purposes?
We have functional library, we have e-library, and we have the physical library.
E-library is the internet.
The internet and all our materials and books can be gotten online. So here we have what we call the smart classroom. And the smart classroom that is the one that hosts our e-library. So if you want to use the computer, you just go into the smart classroom, link up with all our e-libraries. We have GSTOR, we have one of the biggest libraries in the world, the World Theological Library. We are connected to that. So our students have access to the libraries around the world. And we also have hard copies of books here in our own library that you can have access to. So when it comes to research material, I think LBT is very strong.
Let's talk a bit about your enrollment this semester. What is it? What is the number? Both male and females.
Currently, we have 287 students that enroll this semester, and that exclude our extension programs because we have extension programs around the country. Yeah,
Okay.
right now we have 9 extension centers where we are running theological education in those 9 counties that lead to certificate in theology. So if we include our extension center number, we'll be hitting something close to 500.
That's great. It seems like all is on cozy at the Liberia Baptist
We're
Theological
doing good,
Seminary.
and we give God glory. The grace of God has sustained us, and the grace of God has always kept us going.
Did I hear you talk about partnership with some other institutions?
Sure, we have partnership with Southern Baptist
Okay.
institutions. We also have partnership with American Baptist institution. We have partnership with APTEN, which is all African Baptist Theological Education Network in Africa of Baptists. We also have partnership with the West East Council. We have partnership with RT, accrediting body of theological institution in Africa. We have a lot of partnership with lots of institutions.
Everything you teach here is strictly biblical. Do you have something else?
Well, like I said, we run 2 streams: theology and education.
Education.
Yeah.
So talking about education, what do you offer as well?
And then we have early child education, we have primary education, and secondary education,
Oh, okay. So they are all on the campus here.
all on the campus.
Let's talk about the early childhood education enrollment. This community is a very huge community, it's highly populated. Let's talk about that. How many students do you have enrolled this semester or this year?
I think in my memory can serve me right, we should have 47 students that are doing early child education for the semester.
The senior level as well?
I'm doing all levels,
All levels.
all levels of 47 students. Growing that department called early child education.
Let's come back to the feeding aspect of your work here at the seminary. I'm concerned. I mean, it is alarming to feed the folks here 3 times a day. How are you managing? Even though you talked about, you know, harvesting your own food and stuff like that. Besides that, what are other means?
So when we took over this leadership as president, we saw the struggle that students used to go through. Students come to school, there's no meal to eat. Most of them get busy with the palm coconut. They want to survive or drink coconut water and go to bed. So we felt that no, for students to really learn and concentrate, that has to be your need to provide feeding program that will help them. So we started prayerfully engaging and setting up committees to see how best we could handle that part of education that will give nutrition to our students to create stability and focus. That was the goal. So we started with the fund. So, well, if the cafeteria or the feeding program is to be sustained, we need a strong fund that will supply what we need.
Okay.
So we started the farm, and then we started the pig grain. Right now, we got almost close to 76 pigs.
Okay.
Yeah, on our farm. Then we started the poultry that provides, nutrition for our students. That provide eggs. We are providing eggs, providing chickens for our cafeteria, and then grains and other things. So those things I just mentioned were intended. By the time we start the cafeteria system or the feeding program, we have an internal base of supply and sustainability. And that's what we did. By the time we set up all of the farming thing, then we started the feeding program. And for the past 2 years now, we've been engaging seriously in our feeding program. Every 2 weeks, we slaughter pigs, chickens, and other things for our cafeteria.
Great.
And it's going very well. I'm saying the entire school, by the time it's 7 o'clock in the morning, you go to the place and the cafeteria, have your breakfast. 12 o'clock, you go and have your lunch. 6 p.m., you go and have your dinner.
In all that you do here, sanitation should be a key component. Let's talk about the environment. How clean is the environment, and specifically the bathrooms and other facilities here?
Yeah, but you walk on the campus. You saw the campus. Our campus, like you're just in the West.
I've not gone to your bathrooms and other areas.
The bathroom is clean. We got workers that work there 24/7. We got running water on this campus, 24/7 running water. We got electricity on this campus, 24/7.
24/7?
24/7.
Are you connected to the national grid?
National grid, and we have all the buildings on this campus is solarized.
Solarized. Let's look at the cost of that. I'm sure it's cost intensive.
It is.
What is it like?
It costs intensive, but we are able to graciously handle that every month.
Even the internet we're talking about as well. It's also
we got
highly cost intensive.
We got Wi-Fi on our campus. You can stay on any part of this campus on there with the internet. Yeah.
For how long has that been running here? The internet connectivity?
Since I've been president.
And let's talk about the effectiveness. Is it strong? Is it up to the task?
It's strong. Our internet supplier is, what is group name? May slip my head, but this, I need to get it from my IT guy.
Okay.
Yeah, they supply us internet. They're doing extremely well. The cost is very affordable, and they're doing extremely well. So we pay a monthly subscription to them and they supply us.
Dr. Massaquoi, what are other extracurricular activities you do here aside from the regular academic activities?
LBT is centered around 3 major pillars.
Okay.
Spiritual formation, academic formation, and ministerial formation.
Okay.
So every activity we do here must handle those 3 pillars. Academic performance is all about, formation is all about the normal classroom activities we have that we carry out. But in the spiritual formation, we need to, it's not like any other secular institution like we said. Students would need to be involved in chapel activities every Tuesday and Thursdays. Every Wednesday is our prayer service on campus.
Okay.
The last Monday every month is our fast and prayer. And then students are also engaged in ministerial activities, which have the ministerial formation. We send them out to different parts of the country to do ministerial work, some part of the community to do ministerial work. That's what we get engaged in most of the time.
What coming here?
Yeah.
I saw the sample.
Yeah.
It says, "Don't walk in the grass. You'll be found $20 USD." I was concerned.
You were concerned, right?
Why?
we don't we just want to keep the environment tidy. It doesn't look good that everywhere you go, you see a pathway on the grass.
Okay.
Yes, we if you talk about beauty, LBTS is known for that. Serenity of the environment, we are known for that. So we want to make sure that students that come here walk on certain path. You came, you walk through the pathway.
Exactly.
But then you don't walk on the grass. When you walk on the grass, you create a pathway on the grass that deform the place.
Okay.
Yes, so and it's a penalty for that. You walk on the grass on LBTS campus, it's $20. It was just good you didn't walk on that grass because by this time you wouldn't leave when you gave out $20.
Dr. Massaquoi, Liberia is divided. You and I know that since the election. I mean, we have a new administration headed by His Excellency President Joseph Yoman Boaka. What do you think should be the role of the church in terms of reuniting or reconciling the general population?
Before I answer that question, let me just remind you, it just came to my mind right now, our internet provider is Telecel.
Telecel, okay.
Telecel is the one that supplies.
Okay.
It just came to my mind. Yes, the church have a crucial role to play. Trust me on that. The Christian faith is a faith of reconciliation.
Okay.
The Bible says that God went out reconciling the world unto himself. So the same thing happens to us Christians. If you are a believer, you must be a reconciler. So the church has to play a major role of reconciling warring, factions that see things differently, warring factions that refuse to coexist. We got to play that middle role of bringing them together. And then as we preach, we ourselves, we have to live it. Let people see our relationship with one another, and that is very cordial. And then when we speak, it will have more weight. We can be divided as a church, and then we want to reconcile the country. It's going to be extremely difficult.
You think the church is divided?
Well, I may not say emphatically that the church is divided, but in our own local areas, you see that division existing. So it's good that we have to live above that if we want to reconcile the country.
Do you think the Council of Church has not been able to implement or been robust over the years in terms of playing the role as a church?
Well, I think the Council of Churches, especially under the leadership of my president, Dr. Reeves, is trying, to keep the church together, united. So the Council of Churches, as it stands right now, I think I'm quite impressed about the reconciliatory role that the church is playing on the leadership of Dr. Reeves.
Dr. Reeves is one clergyman who always speaks truth to power. I know that for a fact. Yeah. Do you think that should be the normal approach by those who are considered religious people in the country? Do you think what he does serves as some kind of deterrent to politicians and those who are in state power?
Yeah, you see the role that we play as pastors and the role that Dr. Reed should play also, and he's playing, is to be a prophetic voice.
Okay.
You should be able to speak out God's mind concerning any issue. What does God say about this man? What does God say about corruption? What does God say about unity? What does God say about, tearing each other apart? What does God say about, division in the country? So I think Dr. Reed is just playing the major prophetic voice in this country. So look, what you are doing is not right because God stands against it. It doesn't bring about social justice. It doesn't bring about our living together peacefully. So that's the role that the church should play. If the church ceases to be a prophetic voice, then we are refused or we are failed to be a salt and a light to the world. Because that is the mandate. We must be a light to the word to give clarity, to bring change in the word. And if we can't do that, then we are failed as a church. We must be a salt to bring taste into a situation, to preserve things from going wrong. If we can't do that, then we are failed as a church. So the church needs to be a prophetic voice in light of being a light and a salt of the word.
What does the church intend to see Liberia after the next 6 years or in the next 6 years?
I'm very, very optimistic. In the next 6 years, Liberia will take a better time.
Okay.
I don't know why I feel that way, but I know the next 6 years, Liberians will never forget the 360-degree U-turn we have taken towards a better future. I'm very, 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 very optimistic about that. The road to get there won't be easy,
Okay.
but we will surely get there.
Small, thank you. Sounding so prophetic.
Very prophetic, but I know what we are heading towards. And Liberia should not look for a quick fix, like you said.
Okay.
We gotta be patient. When something has spoiled, it takes time to fix. And when it's gonna be fixed, that will come out better, and we gotta be patient to be able to go through the fire to make sure it takes the right track. You want to get a good goal, you gotta go through fire. And when it goes through fire, it comes out pure. And I'm optimistic that where we're heading to will come out better.
Okay. Well, folks, we are in conversation with Dr. Armstrong Momolu Massaquoi. He's the president of the Liberia Baptist Theological Seminary. And of course, we're here talking about the day-to-day activities of the seminary, coupled with other issues here at the seminary. Dr. Massaquoi, let's talk about, you've said all of the good things. Let's talk about some of the challenges you are confronted with here.
There were challenges of limited funds.
Limited funds.
We should have enough money to do what we want to do. The feeding program is a challenge to us.
Okay.
Keep our head above the water. It became the sort of graduate school that we're building.
Yes.
Yes.
I saw the blueprint.
The blueprint of the graduate school. We have finished the foundation. We got to move on to elevation. So our graduate, because the vision is, now that we started the graduate school, we are expecting the next 3, 4, 5 years down the road, we introduce a doctoral program here at the seminary.
Okay.
So we need a complete campus that will keep students concentrated with human resources that will keep the program, moving forward and becoming better. So we are putting up that bidding that will cost us close to $200,000 United States. We need funds, we need help. We need some goodwill Liberians out there and say, look, we want to come back to your aid and stand by you to help you, finalize our structure that you have begun. So the challenge of finances, because most of our students that come to school, they cannot afford.
Okay.
It's a difficult thing. So we are looking for an opportunity that people will come and say, look, I can take 3, 4 students and sponsor them, give them scholarship that will help, and we are trying to build our high school that will serve as a place of internship for people who are doing education here, and trusting God that we will have the opportunity and financial blessings to have that started. We want to have a retreat center that people can come here and rent and spend time with the Lord and equip for ministry. We need an environment like that will be equip them, but then we still need funds to do that. The challenge of funding is our issue. So though it's a global issue, but it's also our issue here. We are trusting that some goodwill partners will come alongside and help us as we develop the baptism.
Great. In the next few months, your tenure here as president of the Liberia Baptist Theological Seminary will come to an end. Does that bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me.
Do you want to continue? You want to be?
Well, if I have a lot of things in mind to do, I'll tell you this: the success story of the 4 year, 3 months, and then this of it were amazing.
Okay, let's hear some of your success stories.
Good.
What have you been able to achieve over the last 5 years or so?
Let me start with the entry point of the seminary. If you came here 4 or 5 years back, you now want to park your car on a road in the night. Go here with the Baptist forest, Baptist bridge. It was almost like a place that intimidates people. Today, you have a befitting seminary gate.
Okay.
That attracts people. If you see our walls, light run throughout the wall. In the night, it's almost like a city. So the environment at the front looked very clean, very clear. We made that difference. Okay. Number 2, from the gate all the way here, street lights. We never had that 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
Walk in total darkness. You come into the place in the night, like a city. We run a 24-hour light system here. We accomplished that. There was not single running water in this ground. Today, turn on your tap, both faculty quarter, both the main campus, there's water everywhere, 24-hour running water. We never had internet facility. Today, you can sit any part of this campus, put your internet on, you connect. Go back and see the prayer garden, a beautiful site. You can relax. We never had that before. See the prayer garden. Never had a graduate program before. There it exists. We never had even a feeding program before. There it exists. We never had extension centers before. All around the country, we have extension centers that offer other programs into our program. Go and see our chapel. We never want to have graduation out there play for years since our existence. You go out and have graduation ceremony. Today, see our graduate hall. We have our graduation. People come in and number to watch graduation. All those things and many others were done in our leadership. So we still need more. We still want more to do. You know, still want to do more.
You want to continue.
We want to do more expansion, more construction, more programs. You know, again, like I said, I'm not worried one bit.
Okay.
Have you ever heard a new that experience? You don't worry about Jesse. Well, it's God's work.
Okay. Yeah. We have to leave you, Dr. Massaquoi. Is there anything you want to chip in that we didn't ask you before we take leave of you?
I want to say we are part of the process of this country, and for me personally, I always think the mantra of thinking Liberia, loving Liberia, and building Liberia should not be for a political party.
Okay.
It should be for all of us. You can do your little thing in your corner. It will just be the same process of adding up to the beauty and the development of your country. We are LBTs doing our own thing. That's adding to the development of thinking, loving, and building this country.
Okay.
So I want to encourage all of us out there who love theological education and love education to come alongside, partner with us, and be able to help us accomplish this dream of making LBTS the center of theological education in Africa.
Okay, folks, he's Dr. Armstrong Momolu Massaquoi, the president of the Liberia Baptist Theological Seminary. We've been in conversation with him. You've heard some of the things he said. We want to thank all of you for being on, and we encourage you to continue to follow Focus on Liberia online television network. Well, for and on behalf of the team, my name is Theo Williams. Thanking you ever so much for being there. Thanks to our CEO, who is in Atlanta, Georgia, the US. Thanks to the head of operations, Anthony C., and all members of the Focus on Liberia crew here in Liberia and other parts of the world. Again, I'm Theo Williams. Do have yourselves a wonderful time. It's goodbye.